Welcome everyone here to the Dorm Pod, episode 7. We're going to be talking about the Super Bowl that happened this weekend. The score was actually kind of what I was predicting, and the halftime show was a banger, right, Danny? I felt like it was pretty good. Unless you have a different thought on that.
Nah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Call him. Hey, Kendrick was on some. He did his thing though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Kendrick, one of my favorite artists. At the moment, fell asleep to one of his songs last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Luther actually was his.
Luther.
I thought, yeah, I don't know why. It was a calming song to me, I guess, and I apparently just fell asleep to it. I don't know what happened. Kendrick Lamar had a great halftime show on Sunday. You know, had a lot of signs of, dissing Drake and all the good stuff that he does.
A minor.
Yeah. A minor chain. I thought that was pretty sick too.
Nah, for real. And other than
I think
that,
it was dripped
SZA
out.
did her thing too.
Yeah,
Like, all the stars. That was respect.
Yeah, SZA, she really used. Yeah, she's really talented.
I was blessed with some SZA.
Listen,
All right, so yesterday I had to pick up one of my teammates from the airport.
Sure.
And I went with my girlfriend, and we decided just to blast some SZA songs there.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, her music's good. I can't even lie. So when all the stars just played, I was going crazy. And then Humble Lisi played.
Yeah.
And then, that was just, the pettiness was pretty great.
I know. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of singing to all the songs that were happening. Apparently, I saw the first song, and it was an unreleased song. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be coming out in his deluxe album, I think. But yeah, it was overall a great halftime show, a great diss to Drake, and SZA with her talent as a young artist there. And yeah, the Chiefs, got manhandled.
They gave the MVP to Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
It was really that defensive line.
Yeah.
They just gave him problems. O-line for the Chiefs just couldn't make a block to save their life. Mahomes took 6 sacks in that game, and it's something new. You don't see that a lot coming from Kansas City.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting run with the Eagles. They were going 4 or 5 out. They were really spreading the line, and really power rushing at an older line in Kansas City. I think they have a couple of veterans, I think, on their squad that, they kind of used their youth to their advantage there.
And also just Jalen Hurts came out and balled out. It wasn't even a Saquon show. It was a Jalen Hurts show. Saquon had 25 carries, only 57 yards.
Yeah.
And he didn't even score a touchdown.
Right.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The sports bettors out there are probably pretty mad. That's usually like the easy hit, like the getting 1 touchdown for Saquon.
Yeah.
And I saw this meme, like the U.S. is so much million in debt, like some trillion. And they're like, yeah, just put like that money.
Put that money
on
in the
Saquon scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and we're good. No, we're not good. We're more in debt
not
now.
good at all. Yeah, I had AJ Brown 22. What was it? 20? No, it was 31 passing yards at least in the first half.
Oh,
He got it with that touchdown. He was like 10 yards. He was like 9 yards short, and then with that 20-yard touchdown, it hit for me. But I still, I couldn't cash out because how bad the Chiefs played. Because I thought it was going to be like a back and forth type of game. I had a 34-31 prediction, so it wasn't too bad. But again,
you're 6 off one way, and then 31. So you're only 9 off the other.
Yeah,
not the worst.
No.
It's kind of crazy with AJ Brown. It looked like he really popped off.
He did.
Well, he did to a extent. Like he only had 3 receptions, which I'm not saying is what.
He had like 90 yards, didn't he?
No, he had 43.
43.
But it felt like it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Also because of the first flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just a crazy call, and then the refs gave the Eagles kind of a get back call for how they did them.
Yeah. And it was a weak call against Kansas City, which I thought
was on both
funny.
sides, but it was pretty fair. Usually Kansas City gets it their way, so that was new.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts did his thing, but the real MVP was that D line.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure was there. And at the end, Xavier Worthy just went yard. He had 157 yards.
Yeah. I feel like they force fed him just just to get down the field. I thought that was kind of funny.
I mean, I don't get why that just should be their game plan the whole
They
time.
didn't do it earlier. Yeah,
They should do it the whole time.
Again, you could think about it that way, but like, again, the
no
Eagles
one was caring at that point.
Yeah. Again, no one was caring. Probably Eagles guys were absolutely gassed after what they were doing in the first half, completely, dominating. They really had they fell off in the second half a little bit, but they really showed up the entire game and having, giving Patrick Mahomes some time to, give it to Worthy because Worthy is one of the fastest receivers in the league.
Probably. So we'll see. He has to race Tyreek. We have to see if he's the fastest.
I said one of the fastest, but yeah.
Who's the fastest under you?
Fastest to me?
Yeah, fastest receiver.
Fastest receiver to me probably would either be, I mean, Tyreek is up there, but I'm not sure if he's, I don't know if he's still the fastest in the league, but I mean, if you, raced all of them, I feel like Worthy's top 3 for sure. I just don't know who would be faster. I'm not too key into who that is.
I think he's the fastest. I think between him and Tyreek.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I know he's top 3 for sure.
Top 3 is
I feel like there's like a hidden
hidden gem?
Hidden gem out there. We just don't know yet. But the Super Bowls overall I felt like was pretty entertaining. If you were not a Chiefs fan, if you were a Chiefs fan, I'm sorry, but not sorry at the same time. It's time for a new champion.
All right. They get so much hate. I'm not even a Chiefs fan. They get so much hate. They're just good.
Yeah.
I mean, like people hate on Patrick Mahomes a lot. I get he dives a lot,
right,
and all that. But I mean, after the game, he took it. He could have blamed his O-line and been like, "Yeah, they did not keep me safe the whole game." But he said, "No, that's on me. I'll be better next time." I respect him as a player.
Yeah.
I feel Chiefs are just hated because they're good. Just like them old Miami Heat days with LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh. Everyone hated them. Golden State Warriors when they had KD.
Yeah.
Everyone hated them. It's just everyone just likes to hate on the team that's winning all the time.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, Jalen Hurts did deserve it. I said it before. I said this game just depends on Jalen Hurts. Because he's that type of guy. Either he's going to pop off or he's going to do nothing.
Yeah.
And he decided to pop off.
Yeah, and that Super Bowl is pretty good. Let's move over to college basketball. We have crazy rank changes for this week. I'm going to say this personally. I disagree with this AP poll for the top 25. Auburn, still at 1, had a bad loss. I mean, it was against a solid opponent, but like still, they shouldn't be number 1. I feel like Alabama should be number 1 at this point. Alabama's, really cruising, really getting the must-needed conference wins to be high in their conference, as it's one of the, as I'm going to say it, the hardest conference this year in the SEC. Seeing Alabama, really dominating in that league shows that they should be number 1.
But they might change soon because they play Texas today. Which, what's even the score of that one? I don't even know. A lot of games are live right now. A lot of SEC's teams are playing right now. Only the first. Alabama's only up by 3. Ooh, Kentucky, big win.
Yeah, Kentucky got a big dub against Tennessee.
But anyway, I was going back to Alabama really quick because then after this game, they win. They got to play Auburn next.
Yeah,
and that's gonna change the whole rankings. That
Saturday.
Game's the one. That's gonna be one you have to tune in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with the tall and length of Auburn against the quick, small, athletic guards in Alabama. Both teams very veteran heavy. 2 older teams, in my opinion. We'll see who's the best in the conference or best in the league, for that matter, on Saturday. And then Duke drops to 3. Tennessee, Houston drop 1. Florida goes up to tie. Okay, so what happened is that Duke dropped to 4 actually, and then Florida went up to 3. So they went up 4 spots actually, and then because Florida wins the tiebreaker because they have more number 1 votes.
Really?
Yeah. So Florida's got 3. Duke doesn't have a single one.
Florida's on a run right now.
Yeah, Florida's been on a run, beating very good teams right now. St. John's into single digits. St. John's, they've been on a 15 game win streak right now.
Their last game, was against UConn too, which was a big. I mean,
dominant win.
Look at their last two, UConn, and then they beat Marquette and UConn. They're just on a run, and I didn't really expect them to be up there like that high.
Yeah, I mean, what I see St. John's, they're a really good ball moving team, great defensive team as well. They really, find the open shot and really, create those shots that, are open and give them a high percentage to be, solid teams as UConn and I'm going to say it, Marquette's been struggling. They've dropped 2 or 3 in the last 4. But they're
still in the rankings.
Yeah, they're still up there. They've beaten good teams. So seeing Marquette, in a slump is not a good thing if you're a Marquette fan. But besides that, everything else looks pretty solid. Wisconsin goes up 5. Michigan and what's the score of the Michigan game right now? Can you check that quick?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, Michigan is playing Purdue right now, actually.
Michigan and Purdue.
It was back and forth. The game should be over by now.
Oh, it's over. Jeez. Oh, Michigan ended up winning 75-73. Yeah. Oh, that's a big win. Yeah,
Purdue. Michigan got that big wins against Purdue. Purdue, and I don't even think they had a single bench player score because they had 2 minutes left in the game, and it showed that Purdue had no points off the bench.
Yeah, no points off the bench. No wonder. And the point that the point they kept even close, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I kept checking. I'm like, what? No bench points for Purdue? That's absolutely insane.
And they only lost by 2.
Yeah.
And they were up in the end of the first.
Yeah, they were up at half. Yeah, they were up 2. And Michigan pulled away with their star center in Wolf. And Michigan's been on a roll as well. They just went up 4. Gonna be a lot higher now after beating number 7 Purdue. And Iowa State, I believe they are playing right now. Could you check?
They beat University of Central Florida.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, Iowa State getting their revenge and back in conference, getting themselves back into the groove.
I mean,
they're a 5-loss team now, and they really need to bounce back.
The number 10 is crazy to me still.
Yeah,
the point
I'm surprised they're that high. Yeah,
3 losses in a row.
Yeah,
and you're still in the top 10.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
I agree.
Kansas State manhandled them. It was 80-61.
Yeah, it was insane.
And that's a top 10 team.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was insane.
Wow.
And somehow Kansas State, they're not even ranked yet. No, they didn't even get a vote for the top 25 this week. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. But anyways, I mean, I guess it was against a struggling Iowa State team. Anyways, but Michigan State, 11, they dropped. So the biggest raises were Arizona is now 13, back in the top 15 after being in the 20s for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Caleb Love.
Yeah,
he's balling for a little bit, and then hopefully it stays on. I like Caleb Love. Yeah, honestly, his UNC days are really fun to watch. But
yeah, they were fun.
Yeah, things kind of went that way. But
right,
he's been. I mean, when he scored that, how long ago was that? What was it? Half court?
2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 already. Jeez, time's going by.
I know, it's insane.
Alabama slowly trying to pull away from Texas right now, 23-15, and.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Duke dropping off. I mean, only 1 spot, not the worst. That Clemson loss just the floor being slippery for flag.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of unnecessary. I mean, lack of maintenance there on the Clemson side of things.
Maybe it was planned.
Right? Yeah. I know that I was thinking that too. I'm like they definitely poured water at halftime, or someone put a leak in the ceiling, or something.
Nah, for real. What's it?
Yeah, it was struggling. I mean, they really, I mean, their offense wasn't on key either. Cooper Flagg had less than 20, I believe, right?
Yeah, 18.
Yeah, he had under 20.
Knipple had 14.
Con had a solid game. He got the Blue Devils off to a good start.
Tyrese Proctor took over for the team with 23 points.
Yeah, Proctor and Con took care of scoring in the first half.
And then the bench just didn't contribute much that game. Only 5 points off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, well, to be fair, they had 2 players basically playing off the bench the whole time.
We didn't have Gillis, right?
Yeah, you didn't, because Brown had 20. Brown had 20 minutes, and Isaiah Evans had 14. In 20 minutes, Brown only had 2 points and 14. Evans had only 3.
Did. Okay.
And then the other 2 just had 2 minutes and 3 minutes.
Yeah, Malik. He's been our defensive guy. We had him out there for defense, but I mean, Clemson's a very talented team. They always start off slow, and then when it comes to the end of the year, they just absolutely pop off. They're gonna be dangerous again this year in the tournament, in my opinion.
They're a sneaky
team. They're gonna be a team to watch. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they fall into the Elite 8 this year, in my opinion.
Really?
So seeing what region they go to, I feel like it's interesting. So if Clemson goes, so Clemson's going to be a tough battle for Duke in the ACC tournament when it comes to the conference. I feel like that'll be the championship game, Duke versus Clemson. So I'm ready. I'm anticipating that to happen, and then Mississippi State in the top 25 too. Maryland dropped after a strong week. Beforehand, they were beating great teams. They beat Wisconsin. They beat some other good team. Let me see if I can find it quick. Yeah, so Maryland. Yeah, they had the stretch where they beat Indiana and Wisconsin and Illinois, which got them up ranked, and then they lost, and then they dropped. But yeah, Maryland's been an interesting team. So what I saw today from the bracketologists is that Wisconsin and Maryland are locks for the tournament as of right now, being the record that they are in conference. So seeing that, I feel like Wisconsin and Maryland are both going to be around the 5-6 range for the tournament. I should be, in the next 2 weeks or so, I should be bringing out another bracketology whenever I have time. I've been busy recently, so I haven't really been able to get to that.
Look, I'm riding with Houston the whole way.
Sure.
Houston's just a strong team overall, number 6 in the country. Houston does their thing, and they just do. They make it to the they were in the Final Four last year? I want to say they were. I know they went.
Yeah,
it was. So. It was like all number 1 seeds, basically. And it was like the last year was like
NC State.
Yeah, NC State, yep.
It was
DJ
NC
Burns.
State, NC State,
Purdue,
Houston,
UConn, Purdue.
Yep. Right? Yeah. Something like that.
Well, that's just the guess right now. West Virginia fell off big time.
They did. Yeah.
They were just ranked, and even in their Big 12 conference, they must have been going on a losing streak recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, win, loss. Oh, yeah, 1, 2, 3.
They've had some bad losses, yeah.
Yeah. Because there was a point they were in the rankings.
They were top. They were 9, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
They were really high.
So
UConn falls out of the top 25, not getting enough votes in the AP. Illinois misses. So the 2 teams that kind of just missed was UCLA and UConn, and then everyone else was far behind. Gonzaga is getting some consideration. George Mason getting some consideration. Utah State, St. Mary's, Drake, New Mexico, and Louisville, all getting votes of being in the top 25. But yeah, so that's all we got for you this week. Just the Super Bowl and some college basketball. This weekend should be another good weekend of basketball. I got a lot of great opportunities coming up this summer for content. So hopefully you guys watch out for those. during the summer. I got an interesting offer today that I still got to show Danny. But yeah, so we'll have a collab here starting in about 3 to 4 weeks. I'm not going to say who it's with, but I will be posting about them, and it's a combination with me too. So it'll be fun, you know, posting that collab and what your guys' reactions would be. And yeah, I'm going to ask for your guys' opinion on what kind of content you want to see from our collab. So hopefully you guys watch out for that as well. So the future of the Dorm Pod is looking bright and good. So hopefully you guys, you know, stay with me on this journey to become a bigger, well-known podcast. And if you guys are able to share this content as well, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, you guys have a great rest of your week. I should have a video coming on this week as well. And
it's the third quarter. So I know it's the ending of this, but I just have to
go ahead.
It's tough being a Chicago fan, and I could rant about this all day. The Pistons are beating the Bulls 101-58 in the third quarter. They had 29 in the first half.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's how we're gonna end it here. Just a little rage bait
right
there.
Peace out, guys. You guys have a great week.
Make sure you leave a like and subscribe.